When life hurts, it can feel like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, suffocating every bit of hope. It's in these moments that the pain seems unbearable, and you wonder how to keep going. But I want you to pause and remember something important. Pain is not your enemy. It is a messenger urging you to listen to the parts of yourself that are asking for healing. When life brings pain, our first instinct is often to push it away. We don't want to feel it. We tell ourselves we should be stronger, that we shouldn't let things affect us, or that we should just move on, but in trying to avoid or suppress pain, we only make it worse. The truth is, no matter how hard we try to ignore or escape it, pain has a way of staying with us until we face it. It's only when we acknowledge our pain that the healing can truly begin. Acknowledging pain means allowing yourself to feel it without judgment. It means giving yourself permission to say, yes, this hurts, I am struggling, I feel broken, and that's okay. Too often we resist this acknowledgement because we have been taught that showing pain is a sign of weakness. We believe that admitting we are hurt makes us vulnerable, but vulnerability is not a weakness. It is the most honest thing we can offer ourselves. When we resist our pain, we create a battle within. It's like holding a beach ball underwater. Eventually, it will burst back up with even more force. The same is true for emotional pain. If we keep pushing it down, pretending it isn't there, it grows larger, affecting every aspect of our lives. We may notice it in our relationships, where we become more irritable, closed off, or defensive, or we may feel it physically as stress and tension manifest in our bodies. This is why it is so important to acknowledge pain as soon as it arises. Acknowledging your pain doesn't mean wallowing in it or letting it define you. It's about facing it with acceptance and compassion. Pain is a natural part of life, and no one is immune to it. Everyone has moments of sadness, loss, disappointment, or heartbreak. But instead of seeing these moments as something to fear or run from, we can begin to see them as opportunities for growth. Pain has lessons to teach us, and it will continue knocking on our door until we are willing to listen. The first step in this process is to simply sit with your emotions. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up, whether it's anger, sadness, frustration, or even confusion. There's no need to analyze or try to fix it right away. Just give yourself the space to feel. You might cry, scream, or even sit in silence, but by allowing these emotions to surface, you are releasing the grip they have on you. It's important to remember that pain is not permanent. It may feel overwhelming in the moment, but emotions are like waves, they rise and fall. By acknowledging your pain, you allow it to flow through you rather than keeping it bottled up inside. This flow is what eventually leads to healing. When we stop resisting, the intensity of the pain often decreases. It's like finally taking a breath after holding it in for too long. Many people fear that if they allow themselves to truly feel their pain, they will be consumed by it, that they'll never be able to escape. But the reality is, the more we try to avoid our emotions, the more they control us. By facing them head on, we regain our power. We learn that we can survive the pain, that it won't destroy us, and that we are stronger than we think. Compassion is key in this process. Often when we are hurting, we become our own worst critics. We tell ourselves we shouldn't feel this way, or that our pain isn't valid. But everyone's pain is valid. No matter what you're going through, your feelings deserve to be acknowledged and treated with kindness. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling hurt, speak to yourself with the same care and gentleness you would offer a loved one. Remind yourself that it's okay to not be okay, and that healing takes time. You are not weak for feeling pain. In fact, it takes great courage to face your emotions head on. By acknowledging your pain, you are taking the first step toward healing. You are allowing yourself to process and move through the hurt, rather than being stuck in it. This is where true strength lies, not in avoiding pain, but in embracing it with compassion and allowing yourself to heal. Pain, as difficult as it is part of the human experience. It is not something to fear or run from. When you acknowledge your pain, you open the door to healing and growth. You allow yourself to feel fully, to live authentically, and to move forward with greater wisdom and understanding. Pain does not have to define you, but it can shape you into a stronger, more compassionate version of yourself. Your thoughts have incredible power over your reality. This isn't just a comforting phrase, it's a truth that, when understood, can transform the way you experience pain and hardship. The way you think shapes how you feel and how you respond to life's challenges. When you're in pain, it's easy to let your mind spiral into negative thinking, reinforcing feelings of despair, fear, and helplessness. But your thoughts are not set in stone. You have the ability to shift them, and in doing so, you can shift your entire experience. We often underestimate how much control we have over our minds. We assume that thoughts simply happen to us, that they're automatic responses we can't change. But the reality is that our thoughts are habits. Like any habit, they can be changed with intention and practice. When you are hurting, it's natural to focus on the pain, to replay events or situations that cause the hurt, and to dwell on worst-case scenarios. This negative cycle can feel comforting in a strange way, but it also keeps you trapped in the pain. It's important to recognize the power of your inner dialogue. What are you telling yourself when you're feeling pain? Are you saying things like, "I'll never get through this, I'm not strong enough," or "this is the end of the road for me"? These thoughts are not facts, they're stories you are telling yourself, and just as you created them, you can change them. When you catch yourself in a negative thought loop, pause. Take a moment to observe the thought without judgment, and then challenge it. Start by asking yourself, is this thought serving me? Is it helping me heal? Or is it deepening my pain? If the answer is the latter, it's time to replace it with something more empowering. This doesn't mean denying your reality or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It means choosing to focus on thoughts that support your healing rather than those that perpetuate your suffering. Instead of thinking, "I'll never get through this," you can tell yourself, "I'm in pain right now, but I am capable of healing." This simple shift can make a world of difference. Changing your thoughts requires patience and practice. At first, it may feel unnatural, especially if you've spent years reinforcing negative beliefs. But with time, your mind will begin to respond to this new way of thinking. Just like any muscle, your mind becomes stronger the more you train it. Each time you choose a positive, empowering thought over a negative one, you're strengthening your ability to heal. Affirmations are a powerful tool in this process. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, helping to rewire your brain toward more supportive thinking patterns. When you're in pain, affirmations like "I am worthy of healing," "I am stronger than I think, and this too shall pass," can become anchors, grounding you in the belief that you are capable of moving through the hurt. It's also important to surround yourself with uplifting influences. The media you consume, the people you spend time with, and the environments you inhabit all play a role in shaping your thoughts. When you're hurting, it's easy to fall into the trap of negativity, whether it's through watching dramatic news, engaging in conversations that reinforce your pain, or isolating yourself from those who uplift you. Be mindful of these influences and make a conscious effort to seek out positivity. Spend time with people who lift you up. Read books or listen to podcasts that inspire hope, and create an environment that feels peaceful and supportive. By consciously choosing to shift your thoughts, you are taking control of your own healing. You are not a victim of your pain. You are an active participant in your recovery. It's important to remember that while you may not have control over what happens to you, you do have control over how you respond. Your thoughts are a powerful tool in shaping that response. When you change your thoughts, you change your energy. Pain often brings with it a feeling of being stuck, like you're trapped in a never-ending cycle of hurt. But shifting your inner dialogue opens the door to new possibilities. It creates space for healing, for hope, and for transformation. You start to see that while the pain may be part of your journey, it doesn't have to be your entire story. Ultimately, the way you think about your pain determines how you move through it. You can choose to see yourself as broken and defeated, or you can choose to see yourself as a work in progress capable of healing and growth. Your thoughts shape your reality, and when you shift your inner dialogue from fear and despair to love and hope, you open the door to profound healing. Trust in your ability to change your mind, and in doing so, change your mind. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful and liberating acts you can offer yourself, especially in times of deep hurt. When you hold on to anger, resentment, or blame, it creates an emotional burden that weighs you down, making it difficult to move forward. Many people think of forgiveness as something you do for others, an act of absolution for someone who has wronged you. But in reality, forgiveness is something you do for yourself. It is a gift you give to your own heart and mind, allowing you to release the grip of pain and embrace peace. When someone hurts us, our natural response is often to cling to the pain. We replay the event in our minds, recounting every detail and fueling our anger. We may even feel justified in holding on to this resentment because the hurt was real and the betrayal was deep. But what we don't realize is that the longer we hold on to these feelings, the more harm we are doing to ourselves. The person who wronged you may move on, oblivious to your suffering, while you continue to carry the weight of the hurt. In this way, refusing to forgive doesn't punish the other person, it punishes you. Forgiveness doesn't mean you're excusing the behavior that hurt you. It doesn't mean you're condoning what happened or that the other person's actions were acceptable. Instead, it means that you are choosing to let go of the anger, resentment, and pain that have been festering inside you. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the emotional prison that resentment creates. It's about reclaiming your peace of mind and your emotional freedom. The process of forgiveness can be challenging, especially if the hurt runs deep. But it begins with a decision to prioritize your own well-being over the need to hold on to the past. It's about acknowledging that the pain exists, but choosing not to let it define or control your life. You don't need to forgive instantly. Forgiveness is a process, one that takes time and patience. But each step you take in this process brings you closer to emotional freedom. One of the most important aspects of forgiveness is recognizing that it's not about the other person, it's about you. You are the one who benefits from releasing the anger and resentment. Holding on to these negative emotions only keeps you tethered to the past, preventing you from fully experiencing the present and moving forward into the future. When you forgive, you're not saying what you did was okay. You're saying, I refuse to let this hold power over me any longer. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. We often hold ourselves to impossible standards, and when we fall short or make mistakes, we can be incredibly harsh on ourselves. Self-forgiveness is just as essential as forgiving others. If you carry guilt, shame, or regret, it can weigh heavily on your spirit, keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-blame. Just as you would extend compassion to a friend who made a mistake, you must extend that same compassion to yourself. You are human, and being human means making mistakes. Forgive yourself for the things you've done that you regret, and for the times you've hurt yourself by holding on to pain for too long. Forgiveness is also about letting go of the need for things to have been different. Sometimes we hold on to pain because we're attached to the idea of how things should have been. We get caught up in the belief that if only things had gone differently, we wouldn't be hurting. But life unfolds the way it does, and while we can't change the past, we can change how we relate to it. By forgiving, you're accepting that the past happened the way it did, and that you have the power to move forward from it. Another important aspect of forgiveness is understanding that it is a choice. You can choose to hold on to your pain, or you can choose to release it. The act of forgiving doesn't mean you have to forget what happened. And it doesn't mean you have to reconcile with the person who hurt you. In some cases, it may be healthier to maintain boundaries or even distance yourself from those who have caused you harm. Forgiveness is not about the relationship with the other person, it's about the relationship you have with yourself. It's about clearing out the negative emotions that are clouding your heart and mind so that you can experience peace. When you embrace the power of forgiveness, you open yourself up to healing. You allow yourself to release the toxic emotions that are keeping you stuck in the past. This creates space for more love, peace, and joy to enter your life. Forgiveness is not something you do for others. It's an act of self-love. It's a way of saying, I deserve to be free from this pain. I deserve to experience peace. Ultimately, forgiveness is a profound act of letting go. It doesn't change the past, but it changes your relationship with it. It allows you to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. It frees you from the emotional chains that have been keeping you in a state of suffering. And most importantly, it opens the door to healing, peace, and a life filled with more love than pain. When you're navigating through pain, it's crucial to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Often when we're hurting, we become our own harshest critics. We may berate ourselves for not being stronger, for not handling things better, or for feeling overwhelmed by the situation. This self-criticism only deepens the pain and prevents healing. Instead, embracing self-compassion can be a transformative practice that helps you move through difficult times with greater ease and resilience. Self-compassion starts with recognizing that you are human, and being human means experiencing pain and making mistakes. Just as you would offer kindness and understanding to a friend who is struggling, you must offer the same to yourself. It's easy to extend sympathy and support to others, but often we forget to offer those same gifts to ourselves. When you practice self-compassion, you are acknowledging that you deserve the same care and consideration that you so freely give to others. One way to practice self-compassion is through gentle self-talk. Pay attention to the way you speak to yourself when you're in pain. Are you using words that are supportive and understanding, or are you being critical and harsh? Replace self-judgment with affirmations of kindness and support. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't believe I'm still struggling with this," try thinking, "I'm doing the best I can and that's enough." By shifting your internal dialogue, you can create a more nurturing inner environment that promotes healing. Another aspect of self-compassion is allowing yourself to feel your emotions without judgment. When you're in pain, it's natural to experience a range of emotions, from sadness to frustration to fear. Instead of suppressing these feelings or telling yourself you shouldn't feel this way, give yourself permission to experience them fully. Understand that it's okay to feel hurt, and that these emotions are a normal part of the healing process. By accepting your feelings without criticism, you create space for them to be processed and released. Self-compassion also involves taking care of your physical well-being. When we're hurting emotionally, it's easy to neglect our physical needs. We might skip meals, forego exercise, or deprive ourselves of rest. However, taking care of your body is an important aspect of overall self-care. Ensure you're eating nutritious meals, getting regular exercise, and allowing yourself adequate rest. These basic needs are essential for maintaining your strength and resilience as you navigate through pain. Additionally, setting boundaries is a crucial part of self-compassion. Sometimes, in our efforts to help others or avoid conflict, we may overextend ourselves, leaving little room for self-care. It's important to recognize your limits and set boundaries that protect your well-being. This might mean saying no to additional responsibilities, asking for support when you need it, or creating space for yourself to rest and recharge. By honoring your own needs and limits, you're showing yourself the respect and care you deserve. Self-compassion also involves practicing mindfulness and self-awareness. By being present with yourself and acknowledging your own suffering without becoming overwhelmed by it, you can create a more balanced and accepting relationship with your emotions. Mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or journaling can help you stay connected to yourself and your feelings in a non-judgmental way. Ultimately, self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same love and kindness that you would offer to a cherished friend. It's about recognizing that you are deserving of care, understanding, and support, regardless of the challenges you face. By practicing self-compassion, you can create a nurturing inner environment that fosters healing and resilience. It allows you to move through pain with greater ease and to emerge stronger and more self-aware. Embrace self-compassion as a vital part of your healing journey and let it guide you toward greater peace and well-being. When faced with pain and adversity, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that healing is a destination you must reach, a place where all the pain and hurt magically disappear. However, healing is not a single event or a final goal. It's an ongoing journey that unfolds over time. Understanding this concept can shift your perspective and help you approach your healing process with patience and acceptance. Healing as a journey means recognizing that it's a gradual process, not an instantaneous cure. Just as physical wounds take time to heal, so do emotional and psychological wounds. You don't simply arrive at a state of being healed. Instead, you move through a series of stages, each one contributing to your overall well-being. This journey involves continuous growth, learning, and self-discovery. It's important to accept that healing is not linear. There will be ups and downs along the way, moments of progress followed by setbacks. You might find yourself feeling better one day, only to experience a resurgence of pain the next. This ebb and flow is a natural part of the healing process. By accepting that healing is not a straight path, you allow yourself to approach each day with an open heart and a willingness to embrace whatever comes. As you navigate your healing journey, it's helpful to set realistic expectations for yourself. Rather than focusing on an end point, concentrate on the small steps you can take each day to support your well-being. These small actions, whether it's practicing self-care, seeking support, or engaging in activities that bring you joy, contribute to your overall healing. Celebrate these small victories and recognize that they are important milestones on your path. Another key aspect of viewing healing as a journey is understanding that it involves self-compassion and patience. You may be tempted to rush the process or become frustrated with yourself for not being over it faster. However, healing takes time, and each person's journey is unique. Be gentle with yourself and allow yourself the space to heal at your own pace. Patience is not about waiting passively. It's about actively supporting yourself with kindness and understanding as you move through the process. Part of the healing journey involves learning and growth. As you work through your pain, you may uncover new insights about yourself and your experiences. This self-discovery can be a valuable part of the healing process as it helps you understand your needs, desires, and patterns. Embrace these insights as they arise and use them to guide you toward a deeper understanding of yourself and your path forward. It's also important to recognize that healing is not about erasing the past or forgetting what happened. Instead, it's about finding a way to integrate the experience into your life in a way that allows you to move forward. This might involve processing and coming to terms with the experience, learning from it, and ultimately finding a sense of acceptance. By acknowledging and working through your past, you create a foundation for a more resilient and empowered future. Another essential element of the healing journey is seeking support when needed. Healing is not something you have to do alone. Surround yourself with people who offer compassion, understanding, and encouragement. Whether it's friends, family, therapists, or support groups, having a network of support can provide comfort and guidance as you navigate through your pain. Remember, reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Ultimately, viewing healing as a journey rather than a destination allows you to approach the process with a sense of openness and acceptance. It helps you embrace the natural ebb and flow of your emotions and recognize that each step, no matter how small, contributes to your overall well-being. Healing is a lifelong process of growth and self-discovery, and by acknowledging this, you allow yourself to move through it with greater ease and resilience. In the end, healing is not about achieving a perfect state of being, but about continuously moving toward greater peace and self-awareness. Embrace the journey, honor your progress, and trust that each step you take brings you closer to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. In moments of pain and struggle, it's easy to feel powerless, as if you are at the mercy of your circumstances and emotions. However, the truth is that you possess a remarkable power within you, the power to heal yourself. This power isn't about magically erasing pain or instantly fixing everything that's wrong. It's about recognizing your own ability to influence your healing journey and take charge of your well-being. The first step in harnessing this power is acknowledging that you have the capacity to affect change in your own life. This begins with a shift in mindset. Often when we're hurting, we might feel like victims of our circumstances. But by recognizing that you have the ability to influence your healing, you empower yourself to take proactive steps towards recovery. This shift from feeling like a victim to feeling like an active participant in your healing process can be incredibly liberating. Understanding that you have the power to heal involves recognizing the choices you can make. Every day you are presented with choices that affect your well-being. Whether it's choosing to engage in self-care, seek support, or change your thought patterns, each choice contributes to your healing journey. By consciously making choices that support your well-being, you exercise your power to create positive change in your life. One way to harness your power to heal is by setting intentions for your healing process. Intention setting involves clarifying what you want to achieve and focusing your energy and efforts toward that goal. This might involve setting goals for your emotional well-being, such as practicing self-compassion, or for your physical health, such as engaging in regular exercise. By setting clear intentions, you create a roadmap for your healing journey and direct your energy toward positive outcomes. Another aspect of harnessing your healing power is taking responsibility for your own self-care. Self-care is not just about pampering yourself, it's about meeting your physical, emotional, and psychological needs in ways that support your overall well-being. This might include activities like eating nutritious foods, getting adequate rest, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in activities that bring you joy. By prioritizing self-care, you are actively nurturing your own healing process. It's also important to recognize that healing is not about forcing yourself to feel a certain way or pushing yourself to get over it quickly. Instead, it's about honoring your own process and allowing yourself the space and time to heal. This might involve giving yourself permission to feel your emotions fully, seeking professional support when needed, or creating a supportive environment for yourself. By respecting your own healing process, you reinforce your power to navigate through pain and come out stronger on the other side. Part of your healing power also comes from practicing resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and adapt to challenging situations. It involves developing coping strategies and maintaining a sense of hope and optimism despite difficulties. Resilience is not something you're born with, it's a skill that can be developed over time. By cultivating resilience through practices like positive thinking, problem solving, and stress management, you strengthen your ability to overcome challenges and continue moving forward in your healing journey. Furthermore, your power to heal is closely connected to your sense of self-worth. When you recognize your inherent value and believe that you deserve healing and happiness, you are more likely to take actions that support your well-being. Self-worth is not contingent on external validation or achievements, it comes from within. By affirming your own value and deservingness, you create a strong foundation for your healing process. In moments of doubt, it's helpful to remind yourself of past experiences where you overcame challenges or made positive changes in your life. Reflecting on these successes reinforces your belief in your own power and capabilities. It serves as a reminder that you have faced difficulties before and emerged stronger, and you have the same potential to navigate through your current pain. Ultimately, recognizing that you have the power to heal means embracing your own agency and taking proactive steps to support your well-being. It involves making choices that align with your healing goals, practicing self-care, and cultivating resilience. By acknowledging and harnessing this power, you empower yourself to move through pain with greater strength and confidence. Remember, healing is not about waiting for something external to change. It's about tapping into your own inner resources and capabilities to create the change you seek. Embrace your power to heal and trust in your ability to transform your life.